Greetings and welcome to another video. Today I just wanted to show you something that I've been working on after reading Deborah Lee Baldwin's book about succulents. There's an example in there of making a living picture. So I wanted to have a go doing my own. Just looking at some of my succulent displays and my coniferous plants there, and my new coniferous plant, which is here. Ooh, see these lovely little like pods that capture the flies, and I don't know whether they've caught any yet. I haven't had a sneaky peek inside, but anyway, I digress. So ta-da! Yes, so I've been working on this. So I took a box frame. I have to be careful holding it because it might all fall apart. I took an old box frame that I just got from a car boot, took the glass out of the front, bought myself a sheet of chicken wire, crafting wire, garden wire, whatever you want to call it. I chose the 1.3 centimetre square gaps and fitted that into the frame. Then I lined the inside of the box part of the frame with a thick plastic. So something like a bin bag would do. I got some rubble sacks and chopped those up and lined it with that. And then I went to my local wood and grabbed lots and lots of moss. And you can see all the moss here. And I basically sat there with a chopstick and I pushed the moss through. I didn't soak the moss first because it was still quite damp from where I'd actually picked it. I picked it off the side of a pathway where the person was cleaning it away anyway. So, but I was surprised just how many living creatures were actually in it. So just be aware of that. If you're collecting your own moss, you might want to put it out on a tray or give it a bit of a shake. Make sure there's no grubs or worms or bits in it. Or you could leave it au naturel like that, I suppose. Entirely up to you. So yeah, so basically I filled it with the moss and then I just took lots of cuttings. So I'm just going to show you the different types of cuttings. So money plant and a little jelly bean there, a few different ones. So I took my cuttings and just placed them inside the moss. Now this one is actually eventually going to hang that way, so I added some of the long, I think they're called a string of buttons. I added those long ones down at the bottom because I thought it would give quite a nice effect as they grow. But apparently I'm supposed to leave this now for a few weeks until the cuttings actually take root and anchor themselves into the moss. And I don't know whether it's going to take. It's just an experiment with it being my first one. But I felt that the moss would be a better medium to work with rather than soil, because the soil would just sort of fall out everywhere. So I'm hoping that when I get back, in a couple of weeks' time, when I actually return back to this, that I will be able to pick it up, turn it over. I'm not going to do that now because they'll all probably fall out. And hopefully some of them, if not all of them, are anchored in with a little bit of root network so that I can then hang it on the wall. And then every time I want to water it, I can just take it down, give it a bit of a spray, and it will be fine. So that's what I'm hoping for, folks. Whether or not that happens is another thing, but that's the plan. And like I said, as I'm going away for a couple of weeks, I've just bought some of these little balls that you can get, these water retaining ones. I say grabbing them. So these little ones, which I've just let soak in water, and they've turned into these nice bubble, water bubble type things, which I could quite happily sit and play with all day because I'm such a child. But I've actually popped them round my plants, so I'm hoping that just a couple in the succulent trays will actually just tide them over while I'm away. So yeah, we shall see how that works. The table normally isn't this full of plants. It's just so I can know that they're getting a little bit of sun while I'm not here. Right, so there we go. So that is my first attempt at a living picture. We shall see whether they take root or not. When I get back, I shall do another video and we'll see what the growth, if any, is. And I've given it a bit of a squirt with water. I've noticed that I've just pulled out a couple of things, like this one here. It looks like the end's gone rotten and it didn't take. So some of them might take, some of them might not take, but we shall see. So there we go. Stay tuned, and we'll see how it looks in a few weeks. Okay, thank you. Bye.